The Sangha has undertaken a task of organizing the Hindu society. Hindu society is unique in its diversities of manners and methods. Also, the Swayamsevaks coming to Sangha come from various backgrounds to tune their minds in one continuous stream of thought and to create the feeling, giving them the experience of oneness. There must be a method which will allow for the diversities as well as create the underlying unity. In Sangha, programs may differ, but there is one procedure of running the Shakha that is called as Achar Paddhati. This Achar Paddhati helps to create sense of oneness, because everywhere the same procedure is followed to run the Shakha. Also, by making Swayamsevaks streamlined to the same procedure, it also sublimates their egos into a collective ego of the society. The Shakha is held in the presence of Bhagwa Dhwaj, and Shakha ends with furling the flag back. So, the Bhagwa Dhwaj, which denotes the eternal values of the Hindu society, the eternal values which are the very necessity for the solution of the problems of modern world. Not only that, a long and hoary history of living those values in every sphere of life, the inspiring lives of the great men of the Hindu society, that all atmosphere the Swayamsevak starts feeling once he enters the Shakha. In one Achar Paddhati, he tunes his mind, takes the training to act collectively, to live together, to feel the oneness of the society, and then ends the Shakha with the Prarthana, which is the Sankalpa, collective Sankalpa of the Swayamsevaks.
Let's see the basic things required for a Shakha. Sanghasthan. The place where a Shakha is conducted is called Sanghasthan. This Sanghasthan is the Sanskar Kendra for everybody. Therefore, the place should be neat and tidy, clean and pleasant. The size of the Sanghasthan varies according to the number of Swayamsevaks and Sevikas. HSS has prescribed a Dhwaja and Dhwaja Stambh, that is Dhwaja pole for a Shakha. In case the Dhwaja is not offered for a Shakha, then with the assumption of the presence of Dhwaja, the Dhwaja Mandal, circle around the Dhwaja Stambh, and its sanctity must be preserved. Let us get to know about the items mentioned. Dhwaja. It is a saffron color flag having the shape and dimensions as per the picture shown. The size increases proportionately according to the height of Dhwaja Stambha. Dhwaja Stambha. This is the pole upon which the Dhwaja is hoisted. The height of the Dhwaja Stambha is 2.5 meters. The height increases according to the Sankhya of Swayamsevaks and Sevikas. Dhwaja Mandal. It is a circle having a radius of 90 centimeters around the Dhwaja Stambha. To maintain the sacredness of the Dhwaja, this mandal is important. Let us take a look at the layout of a Shakha. The Dhwaja is always kept at the center of attention and all the activities are performed in front of it. The Agresar Rekha is ideally at least 4 steps in front of and away from the Dhwaja. The Gana Agresar stands on this line as per the order of their Ganas. There is a distance of 2 steps between each Agresar. The order of the Gana from left to right is mainly by age group: Shishu Gana, Bal Gana, Kishore Gana, Tarun Gana, Sevika Gana, and lastly Abhyagat Gana, which includes the guests if any. All the Gana Shikshaks stand in one line but 2 steps behind the longest line of a Gana. The Mukhya Shikshak and the Dhwaja Pramukh or Prarthana Pramukh stand 3 steps to the left of the leftmost Agresar and in between the Dhwaja and the Agresar Rekha. The Karyavaha or Mananiya Sanghachalak stands 3 steps to the right of the rightmost Agresar and exactly in front of the Mukhya Shikshak. Now, let's watch the beginning of a Shakha. The Mukhya Shikshak stands in front of the Dhwaja and at the center of the Agresar Rekha and blows the whistle. As soon as the whistle is blown by the Mukhya Shikshak, the Swayamsevaks and Sevikas should rush to reach the Sanghasthan and should be standing in Arama position towards the back of the Sanghasthan, facing the Dhwaja Mandal in a disciplined fashion. If the whistle is not available, the replacement Ajna is Sanghaswasthan. Then the Mukhya Shikshak orders
Sangha Taksha Arama Agresara.
All the aggressors shall come to Daksha and start marching. Ankatal ek, ek do, ek do, ek do, ek can be given. While keeping the Dhwaja at the center, the aggressors should be arranged. This should be performed in the most efficient way, and thus the best practice would be for the Mukhya Shikshak to start in front of the Dhwaja, at least 4 steps away. Then space the aggressors starting from the rightmost aggressor and then spacing the rest of the aggressors across to the left. On reaching the Agresar Rekha, they will stand in Daksha. The Mukhya Shikshak shall check the distance between the aggressors. The distance between 2 adjacent aggressors will be 2 steps. The Mukhya Shikshak takes n-1 steps towards the right hand side of the Sanghasthan to adjust the aggressors properly. For example, if there are 5 aggressors, the Mukhya Shikshak should turn and take 4 steps to place the rightmost aggressor. This way, the Dhwaja will be at the center of the aggressors. After placing the aggressors, the Mukhya Shikshak should stand 3 steps away from the last aggressor at the far right, in line with the aggressors, and give the order. All the aggressors except for the far right aggressor near the Mukhya Shikshak shall turn their neck to the right to make sure that their shoulders are in line with the far right aggressor to check the Samyak. The Mukhya Shikshak should check Samyak according to the line of the heels. He or she should neither move from his or her place nor raise his or her hands. Any adjustments should be made by calling the aggressor's name or number and giving the appropriate instruction. Mukhya Shikshak orders: all aggressors look in front and do Arama. The Mukhya Shikshak orders from the same place facing the Swayamsevaks and Sevikas. Ankatal ek, ek do, ek do, ek do, ek can be given. All the Swayamsevaks and Sevikas should assemble into their respective lines and take 1 arm's distance. Gana aggressors should be in Daksha until the first person has joined his or her line, after which he or she can go back to Arama. The Dhwaja Pramukh should stand next to the Mukhya Shikshak. Mukhya Shikshak orders: this order is for all. This order is for all, but especially for aggressors. On this order, all the aggressors will do Ardha Vruta clockwise and check that all the Swayamsevaks and Sevikas are in a straight line using their right shoulder as an indicator. If any of the Swayamsevaks or Sevikas are not in a straight line, then their names can be called out to request them to come in line. Aggressors need not raise their arms to correct anyone. Only aggressors will do Ardha Vruta. This is the only Ajna in Achar Paddhati where Sangha is used before Arama to specify that the Ajna applies to everyone. The Dhwaja Pramukh shall go marching, taking the shortest route to the Dhwaja Stambha. He or she shall stop in front of the Dhwaja, facing the Dhwaja at an appropriate distance, and hoist the Dhwaja. This will vary in method from Shakha to Shakha depending on the type of Dhwaja. Then he or she shall take a step backward and do Dhwaja Pranam and turn clockwise about 135 degrees before marching towards the extreme right hand aggressor and stand 2 steps to his or her right hand side. All these actions should be carried out very smartly, smoothly and swiftly. Mukhya Shikshak orders: Ek, do, teen are orders and not counts. Hence the appropriate movements are to be done after the counts are given and not on the count. The last Swayamsevak or Sevika in each line shall move 1 step of 60 centimeters to the right hand side and march towards the aggressor, counting the number of Swayamsevaks or Sevikas in their line. He or she should swing the hands while marching towards the aggressor if 4 or more people are in the line. He or she should not touch anyone in the line while taking the count. On reaching the aggressor, he or she should stop, stand in Daksha, and tell the aggressor the count without moving the head or bending sideways, and then await the next order. On this order, the following actions are performed by the respective Swayamsevaks or Sevikas. The Sankhya Swayamsevaks or Sevikas of each line who will be standing next to the aggressor shall do an Ardha Vruta and march toward the end of their line. They shall take 1 step after the last Swayamsevak or Sevika, stop, do an Ardha Vruta, take 1 step of 60 centimeters on the left and go into the Arama position, maintaining the straightness of the line. The rest of the Swayamsevaks and Sevikas shall go to the Arama position. The Dhwaja Pramukh shall take 1 step forward, do Vama Vruta, and stop in front of each aggressor, who will go into Daksha position to give the Sankhya. The Sankhya given by the aggressors is noted down. After the last aggressor, he shall take 1 step forward, do Dakshina Vruta, total up all the Sankhya, add 1 for himself or herself, and go to the Mukhya Shikshak. After giving the total Sankhya, he or she shall do the following in 5 steps. Take the left foot 1 step 60 centimeters to the left. Take the right foot to the left. take 2 steps forward, starting with the left. Do Ardhavruta. Do Arama. The Mukhya Shikshak will then give the order
Sangha Daksha Arama.
Then the Mukhya Shikshak runs towards the Karyavaha to give the Sankhya, while stopping such that on the last step the right leg meets the left leg. The Mukhya Shikshak gives the Sankhya to the Karyavaha. While giving the Sankhya, he adds 2 counts, one for himself and one for the Karyavaha. After giving the Sankhya, he or she takes a step backward with the left leg first, does Ardhavruta, goes back to his or her place, turns back facing the Karyavaha, and then gives the next order. But if there is a senior adhikari present, one who is respected with Daksha, for example Mananiya Sanghachalak, the Mukhya Shikshak shall order
Sangha Daksha.
In this same position, the Mukhya Shikshak runs towards the adhikari to give the Sankhya. After giving the Sankhya, he or she takes a step backward with the left leg first, turns right towards the Swayamsevaks and Sevikas, and gives the order,
Arama.
and goes back to his or her place. After the Mukhya Shikshak has reached his or her place and turned around appropriately, he or she shall give the order.
Sangha Daksha Swasthan.
All the Swayamsevaks and Sevikas shall be taken to their respective places by the Gana Shikshaks. If there is likely to be a delay in the Ganas being taken quickly, then Arama order can be given by the Mukhya Shikshak. Concluding the Shakha. The Mukhya Shikshak shall blow the whistle for Prarthana Sampata. If no whistle is present,
Sangha Daksha Arama. Agresara.
all the aggressors, including the guests if any, shall come to the aggressor Rekha and stand in Daksha. The Mukhya Shikshak shall check the distance between them as at the start of Shakha and call the order.
Aggressor Sammai. Aggressor Arama.
The Gana Shikshaks shall bring the Ganas behind the Sampata area and then order Swasthan. The Swayamsevaks or Sevikas shall go in their respective Ganas and then do Arama. The Prarthana Pramukh shall stand 2 steps to the right of the extreme right aggressor when the Swayamsevaks and Sevikas come for Sampata. When everyone has arrived, the Mukhya Shikshak shall order
Sangha Daksha Sangha Sammai. Aggressor Ardhavruta. Sankhya. Arama.
The Prarthana Pramukh shall give the total Sankhya to the Mukhya Shikshak before standing to his or her right side for Prarthana. After the last aggressor, he shall take 1 step forward, do Dakshina Vrutta, total up all the Sankhya, add 1 for himself or herself, and go to the Mukhya Shikshak.
Sangha Daksha Arama.
The Mukhya Shikshak will give the Sankhya to the present Adhikari. While giving the Sankhya, he adds 2 counts, 1 for himself and 1 for the Karyavaha. If there are any Suchanas or information or notices to be given, they should be given after Arama and before Prarthana, when the Swayamsevaks and Sevikas are standing in Arama.
Sangha Daksha.
The Mukhya Shikshak will whistle 1 short note or give Ajna Prarthana, which is a signal to get ready to Prarthana Sthiti, and Prarthana is started by the Prarthana Pramukh.
सर्वमंगल मांगल्यम नमामो भूमि मातरम, नमामो भूमि मातरम। विश्व धर्म की जय, विश्व धर्म की जय।
ध्वज प्रणाम 1 2 3।
Then the Prarthana Pramukh shall march to a step away from the Dhwaja and do Dhwaja Pranam. He or she shall then take a step forward and take out the Dhwaja Stambha from the stand and hold it firmly in his or her left armpit at an angle so that the Dhwaja can be taken down easily with the right hand and folded with both hands. The Dhwaja Stambha should be placed back into the stand. Then the folded Dhwaja should be neatly placed on the left forearm. Then, after making a left turn, the Prarthana Pramukh should return to his or her place on the right-hand side of the Mukhya Shikshak.
Sangha Vikira.
On the order of Vikira, all Swayamsevaks shall turn right, do Pranam, mentally count to 4, then leave their places. The Mukhya Shikshak, Prarthana Pramukh, and the Karyavaha or Mananiya Sanghachalak do not turn right but do pranam in their unchanged positions but in synchronization with all other Swayamsevaks and Sevikas. We have seen the normal process of a Shakha. It should be as explained above. While having special programs, changes can be made accordingly.